Our group analyzed the movie John Tucker Must Die, a movie about a group of girls seeking revenge on a fellow student who is the athletic heartthrob of the school. This suburban high school film depicts a lot of typical aspects of the genre of movie, one of those being individualism. With John, no matter what happens to him in the movie or how humiliated he gets, he stays true to himself the entire time. He never fails to maintain his popular status and always has something to say in every situation. From the beginning of the movie to the very end, we can see that his ways will never change, no matter what the world is throwing at him. Kate starts the movie as a shy, intelligent nobody, but conforms into a mixture of other people throughout the movie in an attempt to have John fall in love with her. At the end of the movie, her true self comes back when she can't go through with showing the film at John's party, and instead explains everything herself in front of the entire crowd. Her guilt took over, and she finally had to go back to her morals and come clean. In suburban high school films, it's usually centered around a relationship with a guy. The female protagonist will not be satisfied unless she ends up with him in the end. When Kate leaves all her drama, makeover, and scheming behind, we see that she is back to the Kate we saw in the beginning of the film. She is a true testament of what expressive individualism is, rising above the rest to compete for your true self.
Beth, one of Kate's friends, is hinted as bisexual. The mother walks in and Beth says, "Wow, your mom is hot." Kate is used to people saying her mom was attractive. However, all the girls seem to be popular, and it's against the norm to show any hint of being gay. Another scene, Kate is waiting for John to get to the car. She suspects he'll want to kiss her. Beth shows up at the car and shows Kate how to kiss someone. They kiss for a brief moment and then get caught from a boy whom they call a perv. Although it may be normal for gay couples to kiss in public, the two girls are supposedly straight, so being caught by someone is embarrassing and disgusting. When Heather, Beth, and Carrie try to be John to help their friend Kate, although they're pretending to be the guy in the situation, their behaviors are again a comedic version of a gay relationship. The fact that Beth is hinted as bisexual makes it funny. The social norm is to be straight. Being gay is social suicide in high school suburban films. In the locker room, John's friends ask if he is hooked up with Kate. If not, he'll be whipped, considered gay if he hasn't slept with the girl. At first he says no, there's more to their relationship, but in fear of embarrassment and need for acceptance, he says he'll be scoring more than hoops that night. Heather slips estrogen powder in his testosterone jar for his water. He takes it and behaves like a girl on the basketball court. His nipples hurt, he's extra sensitive, extra emotional, falls to the ground easily. Over-exaggeration of girls' emotional personalities shows that girls will act like sissies if they play basketball or any physically challenging sport. Is this how girls truly act on a basketball court? This further supports the negative stereotype of behaving like a girl. Like the commercial we watched in class, it's not supposed to be a bad thing, yet society makes it negative.
In this movie, just like many other suburban high school films, we see the adult figure being portrayed as the fool with very little authority from the beginning. This is evident when John Tucker winks at the coach who, as a result of John's attention, collapses from a stroke. This highlights what Bullman says, that adults in these movies often are portrayed as amusing secondary school characters. This is seen again in the fight that the three girls have over John on the volleyball court. The coach cannot control or put an end to the girls fighting, and in fact gets herself stuck in the middle of it, being a prime target for the volleyballs being thrown. It is Kate, the student protagonist, who puts an end to this fight, not the teacher who was in the authoritative role in this situation. A counter-narrative adult character seen in this movie is Kate's mother. She defies the norm of a typical suburban high school parent who is seen to be absent and ignorant to their child's actions. Kate's mother helps her to regain her identity after she loses it in the chase for John. This argues Bullman's point that adults are not required for middle-class suburban students to discover their identity.
And really, academics was highlighted through gym class, detention, basketball, and academics were really focused on there because of the coaches. And coaches were really the only real teachers highlighted in the movie. High school genre typically ignores academic achievements. It focuses on high school as being a primary space for their social activities. Students are not clearly worried about their academics, but stressing about their social status. And a lot of that has to contribute to the characters. They already know that they're going to be graduating from high school, and so they're not really focused on academics in school. They just go through the motions of going to school and really focus on their social lives. Conforming to academic achievements is a threat to their social life and threatens their personal growth. This is very much an example of their self-expressionism and achievements of one's own identity, and they don't prefer to focus on their academics.